All right, we did that one. Let's kick on this one, and then we should be good to go. Am I as focused as I could be in camera? I think I am now. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let me see. I think that one is good to go. Is the critical role okay? Let's bring this up. I think I forgot last week. Let's go ahead and click the go live here. I think last week I forgot to do this. Maybe I didn't. No, I did. Maybe I did. All right, hold on. We are notifying everybody that I am live. How's it going? What's up, Daniel? I am doing okay. 1 second. Just telling everybody in the Discord. And let me get the all chats set up. Auto find and activate that. Activate source for that. Cool, 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 cool. All right. TikTok chat should be good to go. So much to talk about. Yeah, Paul, there is quite a bit. Checking YouTube live since we like to manually. Oh no. Yeah, so it's an hour earlier for me. Hey, let's go. It was nice. Liam did a good job with the intro video. Oh, I think this is the video ID for this one. Yes. Okay. Now let's do the video ID for the other one as well. And hopefully it will do both. Hello, Sherry. Yeah, the intro videos were nice. The intro videos were quite nice. Oh no. Okay, let's try that again. Dang it. There's always something, chat. There's truly, it is astonishing. There's always something wrong with my chat program now. There is a new version, to be fair, and I didn't do it. I'm trying to make sure we get the all chat set up appropriately. So just bear with me for just a second here so I can try to do this. Oh, wait. Okay. Actually, I think we're good. I think we're good. What's up, Link? Quantum, what's up? Wait, I said I think we're good, and it is not populating anything in there. I'm gonna close the whole thing and try it again. Monday, thank you for liking the live on TikTok. Really appreciate that. Yo, what's up, Piratey? Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you again. 1 second, guys. Just trying to get the chats working. All right. Twitch chat up. TikTok chat up. Come on, YouTube chat. Hello, yo boy Mason over on the shorts video on YouTube. Dude, what is wrong with okay. Okay. Oh, brother. It is always something, folks, truly. Truly, truly, truly. But we are going to get into the weeds of it. Yo, what's up, famine? What's up? Yet it is. Love your content. Keep it up. PA, thank you so much over on TikTok. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am hoping to see Azune working against the Einfasen tonight. I'm thinking that may be a possibility. All right. Hopefully this will now solve that. Schemer's really good. No, I agree, calling in 100%. The Schemers trailer was nice. I think that was a really solid step for them. I am all for that. All right, we're going to remove, auto find and activate. That is still not working. We're going to take this, save. That doesn't seem to be working. Oh, did it work that time? Oh, dang it. Yo, what up, mister? Those schemers seem to prefer whiskey and coffee. Never tried that mix myself. What are these trailers everyone is talking about? They released a video today of just basically Liam doing a voiceover as Hal talking about each of the characters a little bit. It wasn't like anything super wild and crazy, but it was cool for what it was. I enjoyed it. I'm trying to keep up with you guys while I'm also trying to solve the chat problem. So, yeah. Mariah, hey, what's up? I wonder if we're getting a cold open or a flashback for the Schemers Table's first episode. We're definitely getting one of them. Which one? Well, we'll have to wait and see, but we are definitely getting one of them. What? Dr. Caliban, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I think that was. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see if we can auto find and activate now. No live or upcoming streams found for NERDCORE. Well, that's awkward, dude. I am in fact live at this very moment. Let's do an activate source there. Cool. Activate source there. Cool. Let me do a little test. All right. Paul says, I think I'm looking forward more to the lead-in than the actual episode. Oh, like the cold open? You're looking forward to the cold open more? Huh. This... Yeah, we might not have alt chat on this one. I love the video today. Liam killed, and I wonder who wrote it. It was fun. No, it was good. It was good. Yeah, and it'll probably it'll probably play before tonight's episode, to be honest. Party says, I kind of hope they do a Seeker's cold open. Just giving up on Lady Aranessa blew my mind and needs to be addressed. I agree. I hope that we get some of that. Okay, let's see if I can do this. And this. Activate. Okay, that worked. This one did not. All right. We might be good now. With the chat, maybe, possibly. We'll see you on the next message if it populates. Tonight's gonna be a blast. It worked. It worked. All right, I think we're good. Unfortunately, right now though, I don't seem to have. I'm sorry if I missed somebody on TikTok. It looks like my TikTok chat was closed. It does look like I may not be able to get the shorts chat. But I'm gonna try one more time with that, and then I'm moving on because this has taken up enough. Oh, I used the wrong link. Steven, you doofus. It still says it already exists. Hey, all right. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're finally going to get to actually to move into this. All right. Tonight is going to be a blast. Oh, that was you, Dame. Okay. Because I see what you said later on. Hopefully I didn't. If I missed anything, because now I'm going to look at my all chat thing, please just retype it. If I don't end up saying anything and you see that I'm responding to things past what it was you said. Just a heads up for that. I also want to know why it keeps closing the TikTok chat. I keep activating it and it keeps closing it. Okay. Maybe Brennan could do the Aranessa cold open where she discovers that the Golden Orchard has been wrecked. It could just be 20 minutes of him going back and forth between her and Cursing Blood. So it would just be a cold open of Brennan talking to himself. I don't know that that's what's going to happen. I feel like that would be a pretty wild one, if we're being honest. I have been waiting for the Schemers to come back for weeks. I've never been so excited for an episode. Really? You're that excited for them? Good, good. Yeah, it is. I'm happy to hear it. Paul says, I think there are too many sad boys on the Schemers team. Congested backstories and too much plot to thread through. Well, we're gonna have to see. Again, we know Azune clearly has a bit of a sad boy. I know in terms of the actors, I agree with you. Because you have Liam and you have Hal and Azune at the table. So Louise and Liam. However, Liam is trying to approach this as not being sad boy, and so that might be possible. And then you also have Murray and Bolaire to kind of change that. So I'm hoping it's interesting. I'm hoping it's good. But I mean, hey, we will have to wait and see. Link says, how are we feeling about the Schemers table going into it? Optimistic, hopeful. I don't really know what to expect. I hope it's not more of the Schemers. 100% transparent there. I don't want more of what we got with the Schemers. I will say that much. Other than that, though, I hope it's good. I hope we get some interesting stuff and some fun moments. Arrow, what's up? Welcome in. Cole says, in the trailer, we can see a bit of a battle map. They're fighting inside a building. Well, good. I mean, because people were wondering how combat may happen, if it would happen with this group. So it's kind of cool that we've gotten a glimpse a little bit into the fact that we are going to get that. I'm wondering. Why the TikTok chat doesn't seem to be working. For whatever reason. Just got caught up on all of a sudden. I'm excited to see the Schemers. Let's go. Yeah, TikTok. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to keep up with the chat. For some reason, I think it's broken. it keeps changing and reloading and saying comments off and whatnot. So I apologize on that. But I can't keep screwing with chats. So all right. Any big predictions, Dane? Not really. Not really. I don't have any big predictions. If I'm being honest. Nothing massive. See, I am more interested in the schemers after seeing their flashbacks. I don't care very much about them before that, but now I have a better sense of who they are. Totally fair. Famine says, tonight's group was my second most wanted. Love a good revenge or hunt storyline. So Soldiers was my top. Talison's character is intriguing. So always curious to see what he's got cooking. Excited for. I'm with it. I think it'll be really interesting to see what he does as well. And I hope that he, similarly to, so I think Murray is going to provide the comedic relief and Belair is going to just cause fun moments. Like, that's kind of how I see it personally. But I mean, if you guys feel something different, I'll let you boy know. I think it's going to be so good. It'll be fun to be closer to home after the soldiers and schemers went away on their adventures. Daniel says, I think we get Thimble for cold open, but going back to the Seekers could be fun. Going back to them so fast would be kind of crazy, because that's not what they did when the soldiers ended, but it's completely possible that they changed it up. You hope we don't do what exactly, Dane? Yeah, I just saw your message over there. It wasn't populating in the chat, Biko, but I see it. We're definitely going to get a sad Louise. Yeah, I do think Louise is going to be sad. He's good at it, but it's also like, again, you need a balance. You do need a balance. Piracy has a want list, 2 rosters. Who's on the Revolutionary Council and who is on the Chamber of Lords Advisory? I think they're the same thing. I think it's either Chamber of Lords Advisory to the Revolutionary Council or the Revolutionary Council to the Chains of Lords. Isn't it? Or is it not the same thing? Is it not? Or is it? Somebody correct me. Also, do you mean the Seekers that you don't want to see more of the Seekers? When I say that, I mean I don't want the same style of game. Mr. Dimebag, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate that. If anybody else hasn't already clicked the subscription button on YouTube, click it. It's free. I'm sure you meant to say this stuff we got with the Seekers. Schemers is up to bat. Yeah, no, I mean more so I don't want the same thing. I want the gameplay to be a little different. Personally. I assume that the schemers get into combat by being ambushed by assassins instead by various noble houses. Completely possible. Or that they stumble into something and there's no way out but to fight. Or maybe the, that mercenary group, maybe. Maybe they end up coming across them. A little late, but I'm here. Yo, what's up, Mal? Hello. Yet it says, I don't see the schemers as sad boys. Hal is a loving dad, Belair is a devoted friend, Murray is a blast, and is his biggest protective heart. I love them. Yeah, so I do think Azune is going to be a sad boy to a degree. Hal is not supposed to start a sad boy. Whether or not he becomes a sad boy, we will have to wait and see. I would love if they just kind of completely threw us for a whirl and he came out with like a totally different play style, but then it's also not like him, you know? So that'll be interesting to see if they can pull that off. What's your favorite CR campaign so far? But have to be 1 or 2. And I haven't watched them all completely, 100% transparency. So, but I liked 1 because it felt like a real D&D game more than any other. With all the hiccups and the mess ups and all that, it was D&D and it was live. So they were doing it every week like normal people play D&D. People don't play the way that they play. They don't show up in a studio, 3 days out of a week, record 6 sessions and then don't play again for 6 months or 2 months, whatever. Like that's not. So I enjoyed it more when it was relatable. I will say that when it was relatable is when I enjoyed it most. And we're going to have an explanation for what happens to the members of House Royce, who are presumably on those councils. That is a good question. Paul says, I'm wondering how NPCs Brennan is going to have to introduce to me the story until the soldiers and seekers start to show up. Yeah, because again, the last cold open we got, the soldiers were like a day outside of town. So I don't know how many more, unless they're flashbacks, that we can go to with them. Living with Flair says, I've been very bored by the schemers so far. I really hope this episode changes that dynamic. Well, we haven't really gotten them, right? Like, we got some cold opens of them kind of chatting it up, but we haven't really gotten to see more than that. You know, whole episodes dedicated to them and seeing what happens. Hero says, I'm really curious about the format for the schemers. I've never played or watched a D&D campaign that doesn't really travel. Yeah, so we talked about this a lot last week. We did a kind of catch-up show where we just talked about stuff because they were off, which was a lot of fun, by the way. And so, yeah, we were all wondering, and we kind of theorized and hypothesized different things they may do as a group, and whether or not we'd actually get like work episodes or what may happen. But I'm also intrigued. Oh, did I miss this from Fama? Timeline-wise, we are cutting back 2 weeks, right? So correct me if I'm wrong, but some soldier cold opens, they have been entering the city, so could you... Oh, yeah, so that's basically what I was just talking about. Like, the last cold opens we got, they were a day outside of the city, and yet we're cutting to a point in time that's, like, only 3 days after Theozi was killed. So the soldiers on their timeline have gone all the way out here, done stuff, come all the way back to here, and then in the city, they're just starting. They're 3 days. So by the time this happened, the soldiers were only, like... over here. They hadn't gone all the way over here. They were, you know, so it's confusing. But yeah, so we're thinking flashbacks. It'll have to be flashbacks for the soldiers cold opens, or else it's not going to make any sense. So they can't keep having time pass for the soldiers, or else they won't sync up. And we know they sync up because Sam told everybody publicly that they already had a table right before AwesomeCon this past weekend where all the players were together again. So, yeah, Daniel with the super chat. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I know I'm behind on chats. Let me jump up here. The tailgate for Seekers suggested that they have already filmed another arc. Ashley said something about avoiding spoilers. How far ahead are they? I think they are even further than we thought. I do. And, you know, because Sam said that they just recorded... right before they went out there, the converging of the tables again, where they all came together, they were all at the table again. And he said, we probably won't see that for a few months. So now I'm like, either they are going to take a large break after the schemers, or, I mean, the schemers are going to last a month and a half. So again, I think they're a solid 8 to 12 episodes ahead. I do think that's going to be the case. Not popular take, but I've always been most excited for schemers. Yeah, Merc, nothing wrong with that, though. I think it could be interesting. I think they have a lot of potential. But to be fair, I also thought the Seekers had a lot of potential, and I wasn't a big fan. So I'm hoping the schemers give me a bounce back. Eros says, I hope we see how the other houses are moving. We've gotten a lot of Taconis for obvious reasons, yes, but I want to see how the other houses are making grabs for power. Yeah, we've gotten tastes of that as well, but it was all happening in Dalmakiar because we met the Einfaz and other compound, and it didn't seem like much was going on, but we know things are happening with them in Dalmakiar, right? We know the Cormorant are trying to do something with the Arcanaud. So yeah, I agree with you. Something. What's up, Tabasco? Welcome in. I've now switched from TikTok. Welcome over, Amanda. Yeah, I'm sorry if you guys are on TikTok. My thing is breaking. Over there, Sunken Train and others, my chat program, it will not keep TikTok open. So unfortunately, at this very moment, I may not catch the chat unless I manually look over. Let me try to be better about that and like set it over here or something. We'll try that. Emma says, hey, excited for schemers. It would be the table I would have chosen at the start. There's a good mix of humor, heart, and steak, so I'm buckled in. Hey, I'm with it. Cameron, thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. And once again, if anybody else hasn't already clicked that subscription button, go ahead and do so. Did you watch Age of Umbra? Watching it now, loving it. I did not. I think I tuned into the parts of the first episode, but that was it. Famine says, all right, time to pause my Bulbasaur shiny hunt, 37 hours, and start cooking dinner. This is great cooking soundtrack. Heck yeah. Murican says, I also think Schemers has to be the least on rails to be the best it can be. I certainly hope so, because it has felt a little on the rails thus far. Schemers was going to be my least favorite, but I might enjoy this one. Hey, who knows? Tabasco, I don't know if it's been said. Did you really enjoy the Seekers? Don says, are you worried about the schemers table, or worried that the schemers table will have the same expo dump issues like with the seekers? I know dialogue takes the spotlight with intrigue plots. It's not. So I will say this. It's not that dialogue was the problem. It's not exposition was the problem. It was that most, if not, I mean, literally most of the exposition came from Brennan and Taisha. Like that's it. And that's not a knock at either one of them, but that is what happened. Like it was mostly two individuals at the table, a lot of Brennan, like a lot of Brennan. And then when it was the players, Valus took a backseat. Julian was somewhat active, decently active up until the last 2 episodes. So a little recency bias with that. And then Octus was kind of in and out. Early on, he was focused on himself, but then towards the end, he started to talk a little bit more. But then it was always met with, some contention and stuff. So it's not that we got exposition, because I think we're going to get plenty of it with this group. I want it in ways that are new and that they're moving somewhere. I felt like there was a good amount of repetition with the Seekers, to which, again, hurt it. And there was a lot of very serious talking, and I think Murray's going to counter that. So whereas all of the Seekers were always in like we need to discover what may be going on. I think Murray's going to be like, well, what the daggone heck we going to do out here? She doesn't have that thick of an act. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she's going to speed things up. I think Belaire's going to have some interesting pitches. I don't think they're going to talk in the same slow, drawn out, whispery, hushed voices format. I know it's a very long answer to what you said. What you asked. Dane says, HB, personally agreed. Last 2 episodes felt a bit wonky, too much handed to him, too much exposition. Frankly, I would have made them work for it more or provide opportunity to discover facts different. One of the problems with the way they're doing it, though, is where you say I would have made them work for it more, there may not have been time. Like, Brendan might have been like, we gotta wrap this up. So boom, 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 boom. Like that's just kind of one of the downfalls of what they're doing. Piety says, when it comes to the Arcanaut and learning what's stored in the Celadine wing and who its curator is might be interesting. Agreed. Living with Flair says, I'm also hoping the tables change up very soon. I think tonight may be the end of chapter 1 and we're moving on from here to chapter 2. Well, we're getting a Schemers arc. It's probably going to be 6 episodes long, so the tables aren't going to swap now. But again, Sam spoiled that we are going to have all the people back together again and the not too distant future. So that's probably when things are going to swap up. Mariah, I hope the Schemers don't disappoint and be a fun time like the Soldiers. No offense to the Seekers, but I felt like the group cracked then bonded closely, except for Octus and Julian are a bit better. Yeah, Allie, hey, welcome in. So I don't know that they'll be fun in the same way the Soldiers were fun because they don't have a Wiccan tyranny, right? So I don't know to be that vibe, but I do think with Murray, Bolaire, Hal, and Azune, there's potential. There's potential to have something a little bit different there. So I'm hoping that's what ends up getting landed. Once again, Daniel, thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Famine says, love. It's my favorite. What it's C is that C1 and it's my favorite? But I will say that the auto makes it rough to get back into, and every once in a while, chat hijacks the episode by sending food or gifts a giant bear. But fun button, no, I get that. I get that there's drawbacks to it. There's no doubt about that. Party in regards to the 7 stars says, and Theozi's note from Murray about Belair, he says that either he's dead or his tab at the 7 stars has come due. So Theozi spent lots of time at the tavern, maybe with Hal, perhaps, or maybe that's just also where he made his plans. Dane says, yeah, cold opens. Blair in the museum, Murray in the university, Hal with his family, Azuna Revolutionary Guard. Oh, so you think that you'll get them individually in cold opens and then together? That would be new because they haven't done that at all, right? Like, we haven't seen one of them. Have we? No, we have. Have we? Seen the other people during their own arcs? I don't know. I'm looking forward to, Scott says, I am looking forward to Murray. She could be a lot of fun. I am hoping that is the case. I really am. Sunken Train, welcome over from TikTok. Says, I'm so excited for the Schemers table. I am very hopeful. In terms of Cormorant, Pirates says, their symbol was seen in the Demon Tailor's dungeon and in the Summoned Drake flashback, so they seem naughty. There may be some things happening. Tabasco says Age of Umber was really good. Paul says, I hope Liam ships the kids. He already did, Paul. He already sent the kids off. Yeah, the kids have been sent off. So that's good news for those of us who aren't into the family dynamic. Let's see. Nico, what's up, dude? Would love to see heists, espionage, spy stuff where they can all be together, not separated. A lighthearted dungeon. So I definitely don't think they're going to have everybody split. I like that. That to me would be shocking if they were like, "Hey, welcome to the gamers table where everybody plays by themselves, but everybody's sitting at the table. Let's go." Hey, what's up, Tails over on TikTok? Tales of Exandria and Armand. Finally, Ciara's back. We're back, and with a new table. Also, I don't know if you guys caught one of the things in the tailgate. Matt mentioned that they're still building his subclass while he is playing the subclass, which is interesting. What's up, Anonymous over on Twitch? My TikTok chat thing is broken right now, Tails, so you won't see your message probably pop up in the all chat. I tried to fix it for a little bit and couldn't get it to work. So yeah. I thought about trying to sign in. Yeah, but he says such a percentage.com. Would you like to keep your current session or sign out and start fresh? Keep session recommended. Use QR code. I am going to try though, real quick, and see if this little thing will solve it. And if it doesn't, well, rest in peace. You know. Wait, close this one after signing in. Okay. Let's bring it up. Let's see if it will work. It still says comments off, and it shows that. So I don't know. But if you want to try, yes, and then it just starts like randomly refreshing. So, all right. Let's see. Marisha gets to go full Kentucky Hillbilly with Murray. Yep, and it should be fun. Tabasco says, well, you know, I thought it was all right. I really thought it was just going to be Soldier Part 2 and that they really wouldn't get to the parts of the table, but enjoyed it for the most part. Well, the purpose for the soldiers got their job done, right? Like they did get their purpose. Whereas the other group, the Seekers, felt like they didn't. Parody says in regards to Murray, she's a bit folksy for my taste, but she'll keep things moving, but she can't be an obedient or she'll be suspicious. That's fair. Famine says, feel like the Seekers could be mostly heisty gameplay, lots of cloak and dagger backroom info, brokerage, and house break-ins and robbery and all the time, but highly potential. I would imagine, yeah, that seems much more up the schemer's alley than anything else. Murray needs to bite her tongue. I mean, maybe she's not great at that, though. And I agree, Tails. I'm excited to see the schemers. And I said this earlier. I hope they're not like the Seekers. Matt will be edging that subclass. Yeah, he's talking about the whole edging thing. He's edging us with the subclass. That's crazy. That's crazy work, Matt. Dawn says, sorry, wanted to clarify. When I say dialogue, I meant roleplay. I can imagine a lot of persuasion and deceit, followed by many insight and history checks where the expo dumps may come from. True. But at least if it's persuasion stuff, it will, you know, persuasion, deceit, you're going to get to see player interactions. It could be fun. But yeah, insight and history will lead to kind of what we got, lots of expo dumping, lore dumping. Argus says, I hope there will be real schemes, more players moving the story, not GM. Agreed. That's kind of what I'm going for. Again, where I had my issues with the Seekers table was a lot. It just felt like it was a lot of DM in that one. What have you missed, Reed? We're just talking, catching up. We discussed a little bit of the new trailer that dropped today for the Schemers. If you guys haven't seen it, they did drop a little bit of a trailer, which was Liam doing a voiceover talking about the individual characters and stuff like that. Tails on TikTok says, curious how Hal and Izune will fit into the story. They had a normal life before. Yeah, so them getting kind of broken out of it, which we know they already kind of are, because clearly Izune has a relationship of some kind with Murray, and he's been passing on information, so he's already kind of become like an inside source to a certain degree. Nikki, welcome in, says Marisha is always entertaining. Paul says, thank God. Break into the Halavar basement could certainly happen, and then they may fight that Celestial. Dancy says, Liam is my favorite RP in CR by far. He can do no wrong in my opinion, and that's all right. That's your opinion, and it's okay. Attack on the Tailors, perhaps, yeah. There needs to be a clearly defined goal. For the group, well, I think theirs might be a little more abstract, whereas the soldiers were like, kill this person, find this person. Theirs is going to be like, discover some stuff, right? It's going to be a little more abstract. And then it may progress as they go. You can see a prison break. Who's getting broken out of prison? Calling in probably the level 5 features and such, yeah. Piratey says, in regards to Belair, the mask might be made of one of those weird elements mentioned in all of the Daconis notes. Calcidia, maybe? Maybe. He says, I have more questions than answers at this point, obviously. That makes sense. Abria joked in the tailgate about how they were the Seekers, but they didn't find anything they were looking for. Yeah, basically. And then it seems like they're giving up and going back to Dalmakiar. Despite that. Which is also quite interesting. But also, like, you know, it does see like they're trying to go back to town. Like that's been like a, hey, we need to go back to town sort of thing. So is Hala College of Swords? I don't know. I feel like it's bounced around a little bit. I thought Tragedy. Somebody else thought something. Only Tragedy because of like the way he's talked about performance and stuff like that. Nothing based on anything he's done or whatever. I think Percy's class from CR1 was added, adjusted, and tweaked as it went on. That's totally fair, David. Yeah. I just thought it was interesting. Scott says, I found the tailgate very difficult to watch. It was so chaotic. It was hard to follow at times. It was good, but very chaotic. Well, I mean, it's not supposed to be like a straight story, right? The tailgate is literally just, we're going to sit around, shoot the crap, talk about the episode or the arc, and talk about like our thoughts on different stuff and answer some questions from people. So I guess it's not super surprising, but I can understand if it's not a particular person's cup of tea. Canogal, welcome in. I kind of hope the cold open focuses on the fighters and needed to send around Taylor. I have a theory to prove. Our ship, welcome in. Says Seeker's table is very dry. I wonder if having only one seasoned crit role player in Ashley was a mistake. I don't know that it's something they could have predicted based on that, but I mean, you might have a point there. I think it was also like character dynamics, not just player. Daniel says, Murray bites her tongue. Those gems are going to hurt. Factual. Parody says, schemers could be more D20 tests than combat, perhaps meet challenges by means other than combat. Yes. I still think we're going to get some, though. For sure. Bachman says, Subdude gonna lurk playing. Okay, sounds good, dude. Thanks for lurking. Brody says, sorry if this has been asked before. Do we know if Brennan planned on killing or saving Octus the way he did via Taisha? And if so, did Alex and or Bria know that was going to happen during Overture? To the first part, yes. Brennan, so Alex and Brennan have already come out and said Octus plan, and this even came up, I think, in the recent Awesome Con panel that they were at. Alex said he came to Brennan and said, I want to play this undead dead guy. And Brennan was like, cool. But then later called Alex and was like, yo, can I kill you in the game? Alex says he didn't know exactly how it was going to happen. And part of him actually thought he died in that moment. But they did discuss it. It was a planned thing that Brennan would kill Octus. Octus would come back as this part. So that part they knew. How much Taisha knew about it or Bria did, don't know. That's probably on their end. Do I think there was probably discussion about stuff? Yeah. At this point, yeah. Hopefully that answers that question. Our ship, both Matt and Bria are DMs. Don't think experience was a problem. Lady Aranessa suggested a goal. Find out who are enemies and who in the city might be friends. Yeah, that's a good goal. Why this sad boy hate? Caleb was the best AR character ever. He was sad and a boy. I just think some people don't want too much sad boy. I don't have a problem with sad boy, but I don't want to watch a table that the entire thing is everybody being sad boy. I wanted to start, but Brandon convinced him to kill Oxygen in the show. I just didn't know how. Yeah. Did Bria ever level up her character? No. No. That's my point. Only one player, and Abria went DM mode, was farm herself into everything. I don't think she went DM mode. And I did comment in another video and in last week's discussion as well. I think some people are being a little harsher in their judgment because she was like a lot, like I said earlier, it was a lot of her, and it was a lot of Brennan. More Brennan than her, but that wasn't all her fault, and I keep trying to make sure people know that. Doesn't mean you have to love her. Oh, that's not my teeth. Sorry, guys. Doesn't mean you have to love her, but I do think it's only fair if you're trying to be like, you know, fair about it, that in a lot of the situations, she was front and center because Brennan made her front and center. Right? Because she's playing a Circle of the Ancient Druid, a member of the Path, a member of the Loy family. Like, these are all things that she is, and the world cares about it. So Brennan directs people to her. Same thing with the Velas scene with the Speak with Dead. She didn't ask to come into the scene. Somebody pointed out that she was like, oh, if I was there, I'd able to say. So maybe, you know, I'd have to go back and see. I don't remember it. But Velas invited her in and gave her that and then didn't talk. You know, so like, I'm not going to, you know, go too much, but just try to keep that in mind. That, yeah, keep it to being. What's up, dude? Sorry, Spooderman, what's up? My TikTok chat isn't working in my main chat, so I keep having to remember to look over here. If I miss your messages, I apologize. I'm trying to keep up. I'm gonna scoot it over a little bit. Let me catch up on chat. I too had issues staying captivated by this tailgate. I think part of it is because they're like, the Seekers Arc just wasn't as fun, and therefore you didn't care as much. But you know, that's partially also my own bias. So yeah. We need to send the next questions for the tailgate. The ones they showed were crap. So I had this issue with the first one. My take on the tailgate episode, the number one, the soldiers, was it was way too much time with curated questions from the lore master Danny. It was way too many questions from Danny, and then they cut off and they go to Beacon, which I'm fine with. And then Beacon gets asked questions for half the time the other questions were. And it's like, if anything, if they want to do something like this, I feel like it should be, they tease. The first 30 minutes is, here's some curated questions, us joking around on Twitch and YouTube. The last hour, fan questions. I think that would be better, because I think more people want to do that. I think, you know, like, you're going to get a variety of questions. I'm also, but, you know, to be fair, I'm not a fluffy, fun question kind of guy. I want interesting questions. Like when people are like, you know, what song would your character love to listen to when they're adventuring? I don't care. Like, I don't care. But I know people do. But I hear it and I'm like, next question. You know, like, whatever. But that's just a me thing. I just wanted the table to seek out more answers about the wars that happened and about the world and how the Shapers actually were. Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of information, to be fair. Yeah, what's up, Mama Hun? Welcome in. That would be better last hour fan questions. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Like, just make it the fan questions. Like, we don't, like... I'm okay with some of the ones at the start if they want to like convey certain fun information about it, or ones they think a lot of people are going to ask. Like, I don't mind that. But you can fit that into a shorter segment. 15 to 30 minutes to tease everybody that you want to join Beacon, right? It's even a good marketing move to be like, hey, for the next hour, we're going to answer questions over here. So, yeah. But maybe they don't think it's worth to only go live on Twitch and YouTube for 15 to 30 minutes. I don't know. If we see Hal wearing one sparkly glove at some point, I'm going to go with College of Dance for him. Daniel says, Ashley said then in tailgate that she felt like she didn't know what she was doing at a table full of DMs. Yeah, she said that she loved to watch and all that sort of stuff, and she felt a little out of her depth. Stanley says, I saw your drop in all the groups. Coming together in an already filmed episode, I've experienced an old school first edition 36-man arena, 5-hour event, 6 co-DMs, 1 grandmaster, a logistics how. Stanley, I'm so confused by this message. I saw your drop in all the groups coming together in an already filmed episode. I've experienced. Oh, are you saying them all coming together and having like that many people at a table? And you're saying that you did a 36-man arena with 6 co-DMs and all that sort of stuff? Awesome. Thank you. No problem, Brody. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up on chat. Nikki says, one of the things I'm used to is we have a balance between combat, RP, and DM lore drop for each episode. Matt is the master at that, and Brendan is a bit different, I think, at episode structure and pacing. Agreed. And also, I think it's early. So we're getting maybe more of some than we will others, and during the campaign, you're going to have ebbs and flows. However, it is a lot early on. Mama Hun says, College of Dancing, you can tell by the way I use my walk. Beautiful. Do all the sexes know about each other, and are they working together? Like the different tables? They all know each other to some degree, but they are not working on the same things. Paul says, I disagree. She forces her way into conversations and Brennan uses her, but has also shut her down during expositions. I'm not a hater. I think she brings a lot. She ruins flow with enthusiasm. So I didn't say she never does. I just pointed out that I think it's one of those things where when you see somebody do something a couple times or something you pick up on you don't like, you then, when they do something and it may kind of look like it even though they didn't, you start to apply that. I'm not saying you, but that's like a normal human behavior, right? We recognize patterns, and then sometimes we misattribute those patterns. So we go, oh, she butted in 10 minutes ago, or he butted in 10 minutes ago, and now they're the big star of this moment. And then we're going, oh, they butted in, they took over, they're dominating the space. But like, it wasn't. That part may have been true, but this part is, right? Like that's all I meant by that. It's try to take those separations is all. But I mean, to each their own. And again, I don't, yeah. What's the Pyrity says, was the Ozzy finally executed by House Daconis? Because he and his friends are digging too much into underworld stuff. Stoner Night Song, Halfling Celestial Coffin, etc. Well, I think they were trying to take or keep power out of the hands of maybe the Daconis and stuff with the things they were doing. Also, I know I got a super chat from Daniel. Thank you for another $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Azune was talking about recruiting soldiers to keep them out of the grasp of the Creed. How much of that do you think we will see in the game? So it's intriguing. That was a very interesting sort of thing. I don't 100% know, because I can't imagine them like building an army, right? Like their idea was kind of like, oh, Belair can siphon funds to, you know, create an army of mercenaries and blah, 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 blah. Like in a game, like how that works and what they do with that. And that, I don't know. I don't know, like mechanically or role play wise, you know, how they will kind of implement that, if that makes sense. Is going to play like an RTS, like they're sending troops here and they're sending troops there and stuff like that. Yo, what's up, Edwin? Good afternoon. Crimson Desert out tonight. Nice. Yeah, I've seen reviews popping up for that. Piracy says, plus Mara being able to enter and leave the Tenebra reaches. I'm very interested in Mara. Paul says, I dislike the mechanic that Matt mentioned for the Daredevil subclass. Which one was that? Oh, you did you mean to say you like? Okay. I don't think there's an issue with this Seeker stable. I think Matt is trying to settle into a new role and is trying to find a balance between being a forever DM and a player. I like it. I mean, I think that they had a problem. And you know, again, everybody's going to enjoy different types. But when I put up my poll, you know, you're always going to have people who like different players and do whatever. But like, you know, 400 votes or whatever it was, and it was like pretty heavily in favor of the soldiers, which tells me the Seekers could be changed a little bit, right? They could make some adjustments to how they play to appeal to the masses. Again, a quarter of the audience liked them both equally, so I can't take that away. But in terms of people who like preferred the Seekers over the soldiers, it was like 13% to 61%. So it was a pretty drastic thing there. But again, I'm somewhat biased in this because I preferred the soldiers over the Seekers. So again, and I'm just one voice. Mara the Wing, I think finding her or finding out about her will be huge in pushing the campaign forward. I agree. And now that I have that theory, which I was supposed to make a video about, I didn't, about how I think she was the Falcon that was seen. Gene says, I just started watching. I'm 60. I have teens, and they got me into watching. Heck yeah, Gene. Well, welcome into Critical Role. Welcome. Do you play any Dungeons and Dragons, or is this like your first foray into all of it? And yeah, we went over, and last week we did basically a pre-show when there wasn't a show. We just did like a catch-up. We all hung out and talked, and we discovered that a lot of my viewer base, the people in this chat, are like 30 plus, like 30 to 70 range. So you are perfectly at home at 60. I think we had somebody who was around 60s, and then we had quite a few in the 50s. So I feel like the tailgate should be a, hey, this wasn't explained as much as we thought it was, so let's explain that for 10 to 15 minutes. Then they take a curated question or two, then go to Beacon Chat. Yeah, so, I mean, I think that part can be combined. I think the 10 to 15 minutes can be the curated questions that are answering the things they didn't explain enough, and then they cut to fan questions. Mama Hunt says, well, Ashley is just fine. I hope she finds her feet with her role. I agree. I really do. She can take the form of a bird. She might be present in the schemers at the 7 stars, and they don't even know it. True. She'd be perched up on a window. Seems like a good cold open subject. Unless he needs to convince certain squad captains or other leader, it may stay under that. Emma says, behavior pattern analysis here. Totally agree. We start looking for stuff that backs up our beliefs and filtering other stuff out. It's normal but hard to recognize in oneself. Nicely put. Yeah, and that's basically it, is that I think some people are harsher than they need to be because they picked up on it once, or they draw in, which is when I had made something about it a long time ago. I basically said, like, if you look for it, you will find it. And that's based, and so I think some people just look a little too hard for it. Revolutionary Guard in the Creed could be an asset if Wakander becomes the face of House Halavar. Yes, but that could be so far away. But that could happen, don't get me wrong, but that feels like a much deeper placement for that one. Let's see. Mara was last seen in Dalmakiar. Wait, when did you find that out? That Mara was seen in Dalmakiar? I mean, I think she was the Falcon that the Aussie saw when he died. That's my theory. Revolutionary Guard in the Creed could be an asset. Oh, I already read that. The other tables are running and chasing a lot. Assuming schemers mainly stay in town, it'll be a much different pace. Hopefully more player driven. I'm optimistic for the new start. I am too. So again, not trying to keep harping on the fact that I didn't like the Seekers, but I'm excited for the change because I want something different than what we were getting personally. Was definitely the Falcon at the execution. It all fits. 100% agree. 100% agree. I meant to get a video out about that, but at this point, I feel like everybody knows, and we moved on. I also wanted to do a video talking about my poll, where I was like, I was going to be like, soldiers over Seekers, and it was just going to be discussing the fact, like, basically some of the cool comments I saw, people taking each side of it, that sort of thing. But now I feel like I missed my mark because we're on the Schemers, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I could still make it. Yes, D&D when I was a teen in the late 70s. Heck yeah. Mama Hunt says, yes, meta-wise, all these characters have an opportunity to become leaders of their houses. I always thought part of the story was how the next generation was going to change their houses. Could be it. 35. Hey, nice, fam. Yeah, I turned 35 in June. Old pirate, 60. There you go, another 60. Scott says, the dynamic with the Seekers was just odd, and I think it was due to the characters themselves all having an axe to grind with the other players at the table. It made the whole thing feel off. There are lots of bird themes and placement. There are a lot of birds. Yes, that is a Brennan thing. The bird thing is a Brennan thing, but it's working out well with this campaign. To be fair, I think it fits, in terms of how he's doing stuff and running the show. Anybody watching on the vertical format? I see it says 13 people. Vertical YouTube, like if you're seeing and this is the edge of the thing, I am also live horizontally with more people in the chat. So if you want to, click on my profile picture on YouTube, there'll be 2 videos. One should say vertical and the title and the thumbnail, and one should not. Click the not vertical one if you want to see the whole thing. If you don't want to, stay there. Stay where you're at. Doesn't bother me at all. I'm just letting you know that there is another live stream as well. Just a heads up for those of you interested in that. I hope that we get some more about the paint that the Aussie left for Hal. It's been eating at me forever. I mean, if we're going to get it, now seems like the time we're going to get it. If they come back to Delmont, Coconut says, also, hello, Coconut, welcome in. If they come out to Damakia at the end of each arc to rejig teams, that seems much more like a West Marches campaign. Do you think they will do that at the end of the next round of arcs as well? I think it's completely possible. I think it's completely possible. But that feels too often at the same time. Like for the viewer and audience, it just feels like you're not getting a set party for long enough. You know, like we got 6 weeks basically with each one. Like that just doesn't, you know, it doesn't feel like long enough to get a lot, because it feels like then we're like canceling potential storylines and interactions and stuff like that amongst the group that they just had to get to a different group. But yeah. Brennan and his birds, yeah, waiting for Hannah to turn into a spoonbill. Ooh. Do they have a set length of how long a campaign will run? Most of the time, 2 to 3 years, right? Like 2.5, 3 years, a lot of the time. Akin to confirmation bias, right? If you look for it, you could, yeah, exactly. I have found in D&D in general, sometimes you have to be generous in overlooking character flaws in people in order to stay in the flow of the game. Yep. Our ship says, I think there are artifacts stored in the barrels of paint. You think there's stuff inside the paint? Ooh, like just, okay, just floating around in there to be sealed. Oh, yeah, what if the paint and the magic around the paint is basically like non-detection stuff? It's like the illusion, and so something, didn't they give a school? Was it illusion, like light illusion? Or was it something else? Old cat here, 60 in August. Hey, look, we got multiple 60s in here. Oh yeah, and Brennan and Izzy had their second child now. So congrats to him. If you're ever watching this, Brennan, congratulations from me in the chat. But in the shorter stuff she was in, I kept getting upset and couldn't understand why. Then a friend pointed or talking about it, and that was what it was. I'm really confused as to what the schemer's goal will be. From the cold open, it seems like they'll just be focused on keeping their jobs. Yeah, Storm, we've talked about that a little bit. I think their goal is going to be to discover, as somebody else pointed out, because it was kind of given to them by Lady Ernessa, find out who our enemies are and find out who our friends are. So I think they're going to be doing a lot of trying to discover what is House Royce, or rather the Cormorrace trying to do. What are Einfossen trying to do? Like figuring out what the goals are of the different houses, and then discovering like who they need to thwart and who they need to help. I think that's going to be what they're going to be going for. That's my take, Storm C. Because yeah, I don't think we're just going to watch them go to work every day. I don't think that's going to be the play. We haven't had any chickadees, flamingos, nuthatches, robins, blue jays, burrow owls. So many birds, so little time. Pirating in relation to regrouping at Damakia. Maybe during travel, some PCs will discover forbidden magic that allows stuff like sending, so it can be easily disseminated. That would make the game a little interesting. I don't know if in a good way or a bad way, if they could all pass things around. But no, because they're in different timelines. Like, yeah. I never thought it was a set length as much as the story reaching its organic conclusion. Yes. No, I just mean, yeah, it's not like set length. But they normally, so I guess, yeah, I could have included that when I answered it. They normally fall in that range, but it's not like at the start they have the idea of like, this is going to end in 2.5 years. But some people do, even home games. Like, I played in games where the DM just says, this campaign is going to run, it's homebrew, it's not like a module. He says, this is going to run until level 12. This is going to run until level 16. Like, that's how long I'm willing to run this. So, like, that sort of thing. So there's that. That's not like a timeline, but a little something, something. Also, real quick, guys, I'll throw it out there since we are an hour in on the dot. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel on YouTube, please click the subscription button. It's free, doesn't cost you a thing. But if you want something to cost you some, consider becoming a member here on YouTube. Supports me trying to do this full time, and get you benefits like I upload all my recap notes, and you will get access to my recap notes. So basically, what I do in my videos, you will then get to read through what I wrote down. And it just supports me. Or you get the same thing and more if you go subscribe to the Patreon, link down below. Also, feel free to join the Discord where we talk about Critical Role live during the episodes and throughout the week. People share like, oh, here's what they just announced on Twitter. Here's what they posted to YouTube, and all that sort of stuff. Discord is also linked down below on YouTube. If you haven't already, click the thumbs up button. Click the thumbs up button and type in the chat. I don't care what you type. Say something like, "You're really handsome, NERDCORE." And if you're on TikTok, double tap your screen. All right, continuing on. Maybe the filament paint is filament related. Yeah, I've seen that theory going around a lot. Belair did open the paint containers when they were at the museum. That's how he knew they were for Hal. See, Piraty says, pretty sure Brennan said something. Kaylee, hello. Kaylee's gone on TikTok. I'll tell you too, my chat thing isn't working. So I have to remember to look over here and see the TikTok chat separately. So I apologize if sometimes I'm a little late on responding because my thing is broken. Megan, thanks for liking the live on TikTok. Anybody over there, double tap your screen on YouTube, give it a thumbs up. Let me make sure. Pretty sure Brendan said something like maybe the paint was sitting next to something weird and took in some of its aura. Perhaps when it's just great, just every scene. I fully understand this could be confirmation bias, attempt to stop, but it's something hard sometimes, but I'm trying. Fair. Reed says, I love that there are so many of us in over the 35 crowd, 44 here. How many more weeks can we talk about age? I'm trying to skim over it because in the other thing, it wasn't like a big deal. Now that we're in like the pre-show, I'm kind of trying to be like, I don't want to have too much people like, I don't care about how old everybody is. Tell me about Critical Role. And so I'm trying to make it more about that. Allie, thank you for gifting that membership. Congratulations to Cataleo. Make sure to say thank you to Allie for gifting that membership here on the YouTube. Appreciate that, Allie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The schemers will discover that they have no friends in Damakiar. Well, hopefully they have one or two, but maybe not. That half episode also showed them planning to build a network and armed force of their own. Yeah, so that's what we kind of discussed a little bit. Dr. Caliban was, they mentioned that, and that was where Belair was like, hey, I might be able to fund this thing by siphoning off funds and stuff like that. I don't know how that would really work in the game. So that will be interesting if that's the path they actually decide to go down. Daniel Larson, or Larson says, 2 hours of Murray processing invoices and payments. Yeah, I mean, her job is the bursar. If we got to watch her at work, that's what she's going to be doing. There's probably a niche audience that would be fine with just watching this table, just trying not to get fired. That's it. For 6 weeks, we watched the schemers individually at their jobs, trying to do sneaky stuff while trying to keep their jobs. That's it. It's a whole game of just trying to break the rules of your job without getting fired. Nikki says, Murray is playing a character class I am least familiar with. I'm not familiar with, in general, like wizards and sorcerers. The Stuff That Claps says, I'll watch this episode for an hour or so, and if I get an inkling it's just going to be boring, talking nonsense, I'll wait for you to do a review and watch that instead. Well, I'll do a review and a recap, so you'll get my feelings on it from the review, and then you'll also, guys, what did we decide last week? Did I do a review first, recap after? You guys all sided with the same thing. Like every one of you said it was either recap first and then review, or review and then recap, and now I've already forgotten. Candle says, I think the reason Brennan decided sending spells were not working was so he could implement carrier pigeons. He needed another way to get birds in, Candle Gal. That exactly. He needed another way to get birds in. Kaylee Scott on TikTok says, definitely think this table is going to be a breath of fresh air. I agree. For me personally. Yeah. How many houses are there? Well, there are lots of houses, Gene. In terms of sundered houses, there are 5. So the big houses, like the big houses, the sundered houses, there are 5. Recap first. Is that what you guys all decided? Recap first. Okay, recap, then review. Recap, then review. Late but here. Welcome in, Jason. That's right. Better late than never. Should be a friend. That was the Lady Cormorant famine. That was Lady Cormorant. Dr. Caliban says, I've been wondering if, just like Brennan using the vestige rules for items, that the filament will use Residium rules for its use. Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. Tessa welcome in says, did anyone get the campaign for merch sweater? I'm hoping they make a pincushion plushie. It would it would be such a massive missed opportunity if they did not make a pincushion plushie. Truly. Like I feel like that 100% they would that would sell. People want a pincushion plushie. Office Space, Aramon edition. Heck yeah. Jaylee, thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, did anybody get campaign 4 merch? I know people got the pins. Did anybody get anything other than the pins? Eero says, I hope the Loy family is a part of the Schemers arc. They seem like a huge deal, and it would be interesting to see how a prominent family that's not part of the Sundered Houses react. So I think, so right now the Loys aren't really staying in town from what I think we gathered from Taisha. So they would need to come back. Now, that could happen, but right now I don't think they're actually there. If that makes sense. This low exhibit moved for own built. I would doubt it. I'd be surprised if it turns out otherwise. Already answered the how many houses. Without a rep of House Royce, 2-2 ties become much more likely. Very true. Could Murray fund the mercenaries? We know she comes from a very wealthy family. Yeah, I don't know if it's outright her money though, or how that dynamic works. All we know is she has a lot of money. Zimmy, what's up? Feels like it's been a while. How you doing, Zimmy? Einfosens are still questionable whether they know what's going on with the others. Exactly. So hopefully we'll learn some of that. They already had merch. Yeah. A Wolfric plushie too. True. Both of those would be nice. And Cushion can't die 1,000 times like Sprinkle should have. I like how Brennan works the level ups, the death saves, and a lot of the combat house rules. I think combat is faster paced and more cinematic. Yeah, the combats have been fine to me. Yeah, overall, I've enjoyed them. Again, didn't like the help action thing. We've been over that 100 times, the self-help action. But other than that, like the combats have been some of the highlights in terms of like the designs and who they're fighting and why and stuff like that. I enjoyed that. For me, the combats were kind of the highlights of the Seekers in a lot of ways. Daniel says they announced the merch in the Playhouse in the previous episode. Yeah, so 2 weeks ago. But it was available earlier. A Scooch plushie. Yes, Crazy Aid. Yes. Scooch. Give us the freaking Scooch. A little hamster butt. Heck yeah. About review and recap. I would like to get your feelings of the episode first and the facts later. Okay. I said, yo, what's up, Grim Knight? I know when I asked this question, I'll go back and watch the VOD. But when I asked the question, the other one, it was overwhelming. It was like 10 responses came in right away, and they all said the exact same thing about which one was first. But everybody else just said do the recap and then review, I think. Would love some fun NPCs in the hometown, like their vision of a Pumat store keep they can all go to. Yeah, I hope we get some good NPCs again. I feel like we really only got one with the Seekers, and we had so many with the others. So I hope we get some more. Yes, we need Scooch. It's crazy because Scooch was just like a brief blip rather in the whole thing, and we're all like, we want more. Do we get the Seekers table as openers? I think it's completely possible. That would be like a kind of a first though, since they didn't show the soldiers in cold opens for like 2 or 3 weeks after they ended. I'm sorry I haven't had catch up on the episodes, but I want to try and watch the latest episode, then try to catch up. Hey, sounds good. I'm doing all right, Zimmy. I'm doing all right. Grimnat says, are the schemers trying to get the soldiers into the city? Well, not now. Where we start off is like 3 days after Theozu's dead. At this point, the soldiers are just like getting to kill Home Dude Casimir right now or something. So if they do try to get them in, it's not going to be for like probably till episode 4, 5, or 6. at least. Murray's access to the money, but it was Belair that waved away access to funds for their scheming plans as a non-issue. Yeah, and because he was like, I can just siphon off funds from the Cormorants trying to move the wing. WB says, give me a shirt of the Hounds of the King any day. I'm trying, what would you have on there, though? Like, what would the shirt, would it say something, or would it just be like a picture of one of the hounds? What would you do with a hound shirt? How would you design that? Maybe the types of dogs the hounds are, but wearing like knight's armor. That'd be kind of sick. Like knight armor on the dogs. The Black Rabbit gang dolls with the exchangeable heads as merch would be great. Oh yeah, being able to pop off their heads and put them back on. Another great idea. A Sir Hawkins plushie, yeah. I think Sir Hawkins, like, sitting proud on the front of a shirt with, like, a breastplate and, like, a little helm. I'm in. I'm in. And just one of his good lines. He had several. I hope we get to see the King of Timony. He was on the way to the City of the Soldiers arc, right? It's been yes, he was. I do think they may show up. I think probably within... At the end of episode, I don't know if it'd be as early as the end of episode 1. Maybe the end of episode 2? Maybe he shows up? Pull string recap that says, I'm going to put my hat in you, be fire merch. Or an actual, like, get a little red cap with the pull thing when you pull it. He said, I'm going to put my hat in you. Love that. So many possibilities with the hounds for shirts and other things. Lay on tongues. Hawkins drown in gully breaches in a puddle. Do it now. Love that speech. If they did a thimble Christmas ornament, it could be life size and still fit on your tree. Very true. Very true. They should think about that. You should pitch that. One of the quotes from the third hound we saw who made comments about the second dog. Why can't I remember? Who the third one? The one they met in Timony, right? Hounds loyal beyond the grave. Love it. Fell Tower. Yes. Fell Tower. That's right. Like Dog's Rescue style shirt with all the good boys slouching about. Yeah. King Gus is going to Demakiar. Yep. Shirt would have the prayer he used for Pass Without a Trace. That's pretty dope. Don't know why, but I want a Pug Knight and armor now. Heck yeah. I'm telling you, the Hounds merch. We all want some Hounds merch. Give us the Hounds. Yo, what's up, Stephanie? Welcome in. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Something like putting a condition on a blessing. I would like to see a red cat plushie. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that one would sell as well, but I think some people would like it just because it's different. Like, it's a red cap. Like, that's going to look different than, like, another dog plushie or a wolf plushie or whatever. So that would be interesting. Let's see. About the Hallowed Round. Is it Hallowed Round or Hallowed Ground? I think it's Hallowed Round, right? Because it's like a stage, like a circular stage. There was some talk about some possible revolutionary seditious themes in the grand reopening play that might cause fireworks. Yes, I do think that's kind of the idea, is that they're going to talk about something that won't be seen in the best of light. Kind of, again, like art being the way in which they attempt to kind of get the masses in support of their thoughts or their beliefs or like that sort of thing. Hallowed Round, okay. Yeah, and then a blessing on the back. Beloved Earth of Timony, for whom I gave... sorry. Very life. Cover the passage to these friends of the king until such time as they must act against his interest, which I hope never comes. Beautiful. I figured that would be in or near the final Schemers episode, though. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of possibilities with this group. A whole lot of possibilities with this group. What do you think happens first? Let's get that out of the way. What do you guys think happens first with the Schemers? Do they just have another meeting? Do they start figuring out funding? Do they get attacked? Like, what are we thinking happens? They take some action. Well, that's not very helpful. Lots of sadness already? Just immediately, Tess? We're going straight into it? Is the last meeting over? I don't know. They met, and that's where the other guy was in town, right? And then told him about the thing. Birds of Armand poster with the magpie, Falcon, Nightingale, Giant Eagles, the Dead Vulture, all of it. Put all the the Birds of Armand, and just have them all put. Yeah, no, I'm with that. 100%, 100%. Might still visit the Royce Fair. Well, yeah, so that's kind of where we left off, right? They had that meeting and they talked to the orc guy or whatever and discovered that Azune was going to the lieutenant after the meeting. There was some concern they might not come back. Maybe he's attacked. Yeah. And then Murray was like, no, you're going to come back. Yeah. Did they find the Druidson yet? Well, no. I have no idea. Could go in so many directions. I think Hal's going to lead whatever they do, though. All right. Hal's the lead here. I think they all meet up again to lay out what they have overheard for the past couple of days and start to lay a plan. Hal activates his spy network. We got our two sad boys. So yeah, fair. I think it starts with either Belair or with Hal going through their next steps. Denethrin says sundered houses. Seeing some Hal's interference with Hal's theater company. I bet that runs through. So, well, we're with the Schemers now. And Aligar was still out there. He wasn't back here. So the Seekers went out for them. It starts with them meeting. Right now, they have very little in the way of a plan of action. It's too soon to kick off with the play to get them all together. We've seen them planning guarding already. I'm anxious to see what the paint is about too, and of course to see a divination wizard in action. D&D rules. I hope they make good use of bardic inspiration and maybe heroic inspiration before they engage in important subterfuge. Yeah, I think we'll see plenty bardic inspiration going out there. Any fun theories for this new episode? No, I don't have. Somebody else asked, like, do I think anything like as crazy is going to happen or predictions? And I don't have anything. Yeah, I don't have a big prediction because we don't know much, and they weren't actively doing something when we last saw them. Like, they were just in a meeting, right? They weren't like, this is what we're going to do, or this is our plan, this is our mission. It was just like, okay, things are happening, maybe we could build an army, like that sort of thing. I feel like they're the one group that we didn't kind of know what they were planning to do before we got to them in a clear way. Like, I know what we already talked about, kind of, we know what they plan to do, but how they plan to do it, we don't really know. Some they've theorized a bit, but that's about all we got. Most likely that we'll start with Hal and Azune being sad boys. There could be a Taconis attack on Hal or the Pentaverl or the museum. Daniel says there is speculation that Greta was Hal's contact with the Einfasen, but we now know that was wrong. Hal's contacts might play a role in this episode. Maybe, but again, when we last saw them, it was that he would be reaching out, trying to get people to be his contacts and stuff like that. I feel like it's so early, like, for him to already have like a network. That's not, at least that's not what I picked. I didn't pick up on it as him being like, I have a network of people who feed me information already. It was more of like a maybe I can do that. Maybe I can get that. Maybe that can happen sort of thing. It will be interesting. They do a lot individually. What's going to happen to cause them to group up and stick together? Yeah, that's the thing though. When they have this group and this approach, I am very interested in what will allow them to be around each other very often when they're at home, where they have their own beds, their own, all that sort of stuff. They have jobs. So what's going to allow them to consistently be together? How are they going to handle the, hey, I need to go to work moments? Are we going to just kind of fly through that so they get the post work, get together? Are we only going to see them on the weekends? Or are they Friday warriors, right? Like, how is all that going to come into play? Hal is a bard, so how much singing can we expect from Liam? He might not be the singing type of bard, though. I hope Hal picks the trash. Well, he's already level 3 in bard, I believe, so he would already have his subclass. We're just not sure what it is. Mara might just flap up and introduce herself and give advice if she stuck around after the execution for a couple of days. Denathrin says, also curious about the lady coming to the place Belair works. See how that unfolds. Yeah, Cormorant, right? Coming in and then like pricking herself on the blade, asking if it can kill Celestials. Which then maybe makes you think she's not on the side of the Draconis, because we then discover the Draconis were trying to create a Celestial. So maybe this was her being like, hey, we need to arm ourselves with what could kill a Celestial because the Draconis are trying to get one. So maybe she knows about all of that and she's not on the side of the Draconis. Maybe she could be an ally. Could be. Schemer's table can only scheme so much without action, though. Very true. I think we'll maybe get some lore history on Wikander's X. You think we'll get that through this group? Well, I guess she was at a performer or in a performance, right? So maybe Hal knows more about that. Exposition and ballads and storytelling bard, not a singer like Sam or even Robbie. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He's gonna have a different approach. He doesn't want to do the singing route like Sam. Perhaps the Aussies lean on Hal for Hal's network. Music theory is the thing after all. My first question for tonight is, has Murray gotten any sleep yet? No, seriously. Seriously, somebody get Murray to bed. Murray is in desperate need of some sleep. Or they uncover something new that Thiazi has done that none of them were aware of. Well, that's happened a little bit here and there, or at least a greater understanding of some of the things that he's done. We learned some of that in the Seeker's arc. So, we're being fed a lot of this information. It's just coming at a different rate and at different times and at different groups. So, like, nobody has the full picture except for the audience. But there's even more. Will the tables return to the city or not yet? No, they're starting tonight, Chrome. The schemers are starting tonight, and then I think after this, we may get the part where all the tables are together again. That's potentially what may happen. I am off by saying Wix and Octus's storylines are a little bit too similar in very different ways. Yes. In very different ways, yes. They are both kind of outcasts from their families. The main difference is, like, Wick isn't really an outcast so much as he just wasn't in the know as much, but, like, he was still a part of his family, still active, still did all the stuff. Yeah. He just didn't know as much about the inner workings. he wasn't being sacrificed for it, anything like that. And they have very different personalities. It was funny when everyone in the tailgate mocked Wakander. Even Alex did that. Yeah. Any that ever get to the Golden Orchard to find out why the fairies? Nope. Lady Aranessa went to check on that, and then Julian went with the rest of the group, and now they decided to go back to town instead of going to check on Lady Aranessa. But they may find a letter when they get back to Castle Torch or something like that, which I think is how they're going to try to fix this, is they're going to get a bunch of information in the cold opens at Castle Torch that will then allow it to make more sense that they're going back to Damakiar when that doesn't make sense. I think that's basically it. Because anybody would be hard pressed to convince me that both the soldiers and the Seekers had any good reason that was better than all the reasons to go other places to go back to Damakiar. Like they just didn't. Like this was a clear decision of like, we want to go back to this point for something, but it was not because it was the good option. How Tinker even Izune may know more than they've let on regarding Theos's plans. Very true. Hal, I don't think was as much in the loop. Like when we're talking about Thimble, I think Thimble may have known some stuff. Izune, maybe, but I don't think Hal did. Austin says, man, I hate having to work tomorrow. 10 p.m. for the East Coast is brutal. No, I'm with you. I mean, I don't know, this is what I do, but yeah, 10 p.m. start time is rough. I really want Hal to take on his brother's role and become the James Bond he was meant to be. Very nice. Entering the arc with exhaustion. Yeah, really. We still don't know why he stole Night Song or the Halfling Coffin in the first place. No, we don't. But we know that he was trying to collect all these things. I think they will mix up the table soon. A mixture of skimmers and soldiers, then switch them up again later. Well, all the players are going back to the same table. They're all going back to Damakiar. Piety says, Schemer's timeline. They're either on the second night after Theozi's execution, or maybe skipping ahead to the day after. I think we're going to start with the day after we last saw them. I think we're going to start with day 3. That's what I think. I think we're going to start with day 3 since Theozi's execution. Wick. He was the chosen one over their family, though I'm not sure if we found out what that means yet. No, I think it just meant like he was the face in a way, and he was going to kind of rise to like be the front of the family. Brody, that's how I understood that. To just be the face. Then it says, I feel like Wick and him leaving will cause some disruption in Damakiar. I don't know how to spell it. Wondering if that happens, or if that makes the Halavars pivot on their public appearance a little bit. They might just say he's out traveling somewhere. He's on a mission. He's, whatever. We don't really know what they'll say, but it's possible. Yeah. I went to the Golden Orchard. See if something bad will happen to her to move Mercer's character even more. Completely possible. The purpose of holding Julian's men was to draw them out of the city if they survived. You think so? The Anfazens didn't really seem to be a part of it, though. The king, yeah. King Augustus, or King Gus, for those of us who know him, was heading to Damakiar. The king of Timony was heading to Damakiar. Seeker's return is a beep grab. Soldiers feels more organic, though it also felt slightly... at least Seekers have the anti... No, I disagree with Soldiers feels more organic. They had a guaranteed solution where they were also well protected by powerful dogs, and instead they break off on their own to go back and hope that a level 3 museum guy can fix their stone brother. Like, no, it's a terrible decision. Party says, how Nerdcore, we strongly disagree on House innocence regards to what Theozi has been doing all those years. I think he's innocent. I do. I could be wrong, so we do disagree on this, but I don't think he was involved too much. Thanks for hosting the pre-show. This is fun. Hey, no problem. Thanks for being here. Agree about starting on a new day. Yeah, I think they'll start. The Seekers will probably split up. Julian may still go to the Orchard. Yeah, but going all the way back to Damakiar, so traveling back, what, 3 days, 4 days, whatever it is, and then turning around and heading right back, I mean, that you're just losing time, especially if you're there for a day or two. At that point, if something bad happened, it happened. You missed it. Rest in peace. I think that we are going back to the city so we can have a table swap. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it feels like it's happening for that purpose, which then makes the players, or I'm sorry, it feels like we're going to do that for a production and planning point rather than a character's decisions point. That's what that feels like to me. Same characters either going to Schemer table, and we are going to have either a new Soldiers table heading to the Golden Orchard, which I could see that. I could definitely see a new Soldiers table heading to the Golden Orchard. And it'll be interesting to see what has happened in the many days since this attack was supposed to have taken place over there at the Golden Orchard. But yeah. Maybe Theozy was trying to interfere with other plan, like the David Victor thing, or maybe he was trying to make it summon his own Celestial that Jonas don't control. Yeah, I mean, they've done a good job, like, teasing us with the idea of what could Theozy have been doing? What was his ultimate plan? Why was he collecting all of these things? Why was Mara going into the underworld and coming back? Like, all of that. Yeah, we don't have those answers. Yeah. We got a lot of the schemers in the prologues, I think. We learned a lot about Hal and Murray and Azuna these last few weeks. Yeah, and that was kind of the point, is get introduced to kind of some of their backstory stuff before we see them on a more consistent scale. So maybe more things will make sense and all that sort of jazz. So it definitely checks out that we got to see them quite a bit when it comes to that. King Gus to his friends. Yeah, exactly. King Gus to the people who know him. Let's see. If they need a mercenary army, I can think of one giant lion man with a torn banner under his armpits that they could rally to. Hal, I think, is totally innocent. I don't think Theozy would allow Hal to be. No, he wanted him to be involved. That's something that you may not have seen. And we got a cold open with Hal, which had the infamous baby crying moment. Where Theozy shows up and it's like, hey, join me. Like, stuff is happening. Like, make a move. And Halo's like, nah, dude, I have a family. Like, I don't want to do this stuff anymore. Like, I'm whatever. Now, that could have been a glimpse, and maybe we learned that he changed his mind a little bit later and blah, 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 blah. But, yeah. Didn't say the return was a good choice, just that it feels more organic than the Seekers. Yeah, well, at least they had finished their mission, and then it was like a bad choice after that to decide to go back. Whereas the Seekers, it's like they didn't even finish, and they were still like, let's go back to Damakiar. I mean, I agree. I just think they both suck. Like, both of those decisions are just like, this is very clearly an above the table, let's go back to Damakiar, not the character should go back to Damakiar. Railroad back to Damakiar? Yeah, choo-choo. Yeah, I don't think the soldiers should have gone back, but it's too late now. Yeah, I mean, we can't do anything about it, but it's just very clearly more of an above the table than an under the or on the table decision. And part of Hal's journey of stepping out from that protection and taking on his brother's mantle and more. Yeah, he's definitely going to come to light now. Maybe it's the Seekers new heading back to the Golden Orchard. Soldiers might be needed to deal with whoever the schemers rile up. Also possible, like the names or the individual groups might be a little different. More recent than yeah, I know that they fought at some point, but I don't know, was that the Torn Banner one or did no? He fought. I thought Hal fought in the War of Axe and Vine. They might get dunked on off rip, but the houses as soon as they reach the gates. He'd have respected his bro's decision. No. Yeah, we don't know when it comes to that. No, I mean, they will split at Castle. Julian will probably not go back to the city. So, Mal, the reason I don't think that can happen is because then Matt's character would just be by himself somewhere else. Well, like so the next session we get to the group and they're all at the table, and then like Matt's not because he decided to stay at Castle Torch and everybody else went back to town, that sort of thing. But yeah, it has been, Sam basically spoiled that. They just recorded a session where basically all the players were back at the table. Wanted more of the hounds. They were the best. I agree, and I hope we'll get more of them. I think they've really made the soldiers table even better. I mean, there's no doubt the NPCs made the soldiers table really, really good. I'm kind of feeling the idea that Thaz was trying to get to the underworld to get his own celestial, maybe because he learned that the Takonas were up to. He went to get the Stone of Night Song. Yeah, I don't know if it was to keep it from them or to like do it himself. Eagle Vision says, I thought that Thimble asked the druid dogs if they could undo the stone shape, and they said no. The hounds themselves couldn't do it. But they were going to like what is it, the Circle of Seven or the Circle of Stags or something, like a powerful druid circle sort of thing, who are going to be the ones turning every other person back from stone. So, yeah. The hounds themselves couldn't do it, but they were basically like, we're going to go to these super powerful people and they'll be able to do it. And then the soldiers were like, no, we don't want to go with you awesome hounds and do that. We're going to go back and have our level 3 friends do it instead. And they don't have the spell that would do it. So. Or maybe find a way to close the door for good. In their house, get a celestial. Yeah, I'm curious about what she was trying to do. Whether it was spying, could have also just been spying. Or just trying to collect objects that are only in that place. Soldiers learned that House Royce was attacked, so Thimble needed to find out what was going on. Correct on how fighting in War of Axe and Vine. Falconer's Rebellion ended 12 years ago. Latest wars. Yeah. So would it been, the vision would have been between those two? Because the War of Axe and Vine was longer ago, right? Accompanying King Gus to Damakiar. Oh, I would imagine. I would imagine that they are, there's going to be hounds with King Gus. It would be hard not to believe. I mean, he's kind of their person, so. Be level 4 by the time they get back there. True. Do you know the current age of Hal's kids? I mean, Aligar is grown. Shadia is maybe teens, seems like. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. No, I mean, I get it. Me saying, I mean, clearly they don't level 3. Like, I understand that. That was just me saying it because I know mechanically he doesn't have greater restoration. Right? Neither does Murray. Like, they want to go back. They were like, oh, our friends Murray and Belair will be able to solve this. And it's like, I don't know how. They do not have that ability. Like, they don't, you know? So. Johnny was 25. Oh, okay. There you go. They're all grown and old. So, Sid is still stone. Yes. Yes, Sid is still stone. I guess the way Brennan played her, she sounded like she was younger than she is. Theory. Coffin was the way Olbalad was ushering halflings to Underworld. It's a portal. Potentially the way Mara was. Oh, I like that. Because they threw something in it, just went, and it was the coffin of Olbalad, the halfling angel of death. So yeah, that's a nice theory. It is a nice theory. Zimmy says that Google says Aligar is 27. He's the oldest child of Hallen Taishaloy. Shadia is 25. She's the daughter of Hallen Taishaloy. And then Hero Fang is 18 years old, and she's Hal's daughter with a different partner named Elodie. That's what Google says. All right. I think they're just going to use the lizard juice and arcane check to unpetrify Sid. Yeah, it's completely possible that they just end up using the unpetrification potion. Yeah, no doubt. Would Taishi have the skill? What, Greater Restoration? No, nobody's high enough level to have Greater Restoration. Greater Restoration is level 5 spell. So they're quite a ways off. They don't even have level 3 spells yet. But again, petrification potions can do that. The potion was only for immediately encountering, not out of full petrification. Yeah, so, but no, the potions that they saw, yes, the ones that are already there. But remember, they took parts, and so they may be able to use the stuff that they took from the basilisk to craft a potion. Wait, the daughter we've been seeing is like 9 years old. Yeah, that also is kind of shocking to me. Apparently, that's a 25-year-old. That is just, again, that's not what the way Brennan was playing her and talking with her and the way she was talking and her mannerisms or whatever. I did not think that she was 25. I thought like early teens. That was the vibe I was getting. But hey. Yeah, a greater restoration potion or a petrification potion outright. We'll revisit that coffin. I hope so. Denathrin, I really do hope they revisit the coffin and learn some more about it. Oh yeah, and that the mask that was in the coffin as well. Have they made an announcement yet regarding the calamity yet? I need animated. No, they've teased that it could be a movie, but no official announcement and stuff like that. J-Wig says, not related to Critical Role. Any ideas for an encounter for a Loxodon temple? As in like they're attacking the temple, like people are attacking a Loxodon temple, or I thought early teens too, to be fair. Yeah. The Seekers have a remedy and should return around the same time as the soldiers. Do they have the remedy, or is theirs like the other one? No, they got a straight up, I think they got just anti-petrification, so it might be something different. It might be the straight up remedy. Yeah. It felt like the soldiers went through more days than the Seekers did. Maybe I'm crazy. Going AFK again to try to make some chicken strips. Hey, make me some too, man. I want some chicken strips. I'm kind of hungry. They could make a basilisk oil potion. I'm hoping there were spy hounds in the city before the king gets there, like a little chihuahua. Yeah, that's just been gaining information that he takes back to King Gus before he arrives. Parody Steve trying to be Chef Steve. This should be interesting. Are orcs longer lived than humans, meaning 25 is younger than it seems? No, I want to say in traditional, again, his world might be different. I want to say in traditional orcs, they're relatively close. One might be a little bit more than the other, like humans might live longer, but it's not, I don't think, like a drastic difference. It's not like orcs die at 30 or something. Let's see. Orcs are typically considered adults by 15 and rarely live longer than 75 to 80 years. So it looks like about 80 years. But then this one, a different thing, says that they reach adulthood at 12 and only live to like 50. So I don't know. And again, it just depends on your game. Like there's some canonical lore if you're in like, you know, one of the plays Sword Coast or you know the Forgotten Realms or whatever. But yeah. Let's go into the Loxodon Temple to collect a flute that can be used to conquer the Ancestral Realm. Had the boss lined up, but I went to rent like a mini dungeon. I mean, different Loxodon enemies then, dude. You know, a caster protected by some guards, perhaps something that they kept in the basement, perhaps actual freaking elephants or lions or things like that. Something that's, yes, maybe something they kept, a monster, a defense statue, right? So you could do like a stone golem or anything like that. Yeah, any of that, J Wigs. Also, you know, throw in some good defense traps, right? If they're trying to break into a temple, could be some traps, both magical and non-magical. Perhaps a skill challenge to get through something unnoticed. Cutting out the basilisk land distraction. I think may used into a restoration potion. Yeah. The timeline is difficult to figure out. I was watching someone earlier that had a theory the petrification potions might have been usable on the demon statues. I'm curious why else Brennan give them out multiple of them. Yeah. Yeah, it could have been. Maybe on the demon statues. There was a campaign 4 timeline that sorts everything out. You can search for it. Nice. I'll try that. Critical Role campaign 4 timeline. Is it the critical role dot mirahiz or whatever.org? Okay, so according to this timeline, they were at the end of day 3 when we last saw the schemers. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Interesting. All right, so they're already going into day 4 potentially because they met at night at the 7 stars. So yeah, they'll be starting potentially day 4. Nice, interesting. A Hollyphant. It's a flying elephant celestial. Hey, there you go. Surprised that Nessa is over a decade older than Julian. Yeah, that was interesting to find out. So we think the team up event they recorded is Killer Trapped Feral Angel. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming they'll do something together. You know, I don't want to say that it's just them coming together, talking a little bit, and then splitting into new groups. I do think that there may be like a, hey, we're going to do something together thing. Sam also said that it nearly ran 8 hours, but that was somewhat a reference to the person who asked the question talking about their thing lasting 8 hours. But that might not be like that. I mean, that episode isn't going to be 8 hours. It might just mean like they were in the office recording for near 8 hours, which means it's probably 2 episodes. That would be my guess. Party says, do the schemers have someone proficient with thieves' tools? Unless it was chosen outside of like the normal thing, then no. Right? Like it's one of them could have from their background. If it was an option in the drop down to take it, then maybe. Part of the end game, will Wick free his grandfather? I think if anything, they'll end up having to kill him. I don't know that it'll be like a freeing thing so much as a killing thing. Wait, outside of Critical Role, what D&D? Wait, what do you mean, Grandpa? In terms of actual plays, Grandpa? Tasha has developed a tiny version of the high-level druid anti-aging. How might just be Sohade looks 30. I was gonna say, yeah, I think Hal is significantly older. He's probably like 40s, maybe 50s. Keep waiting for the Matt Mercer Thiazi moment when Julian brought him down. I expect that scene eventually. Yes, I really want that one. I'm wondering if they're going to give that in a flashback, or if that's something that they're going to like allow Matt and Brennan to kind of share with the audience in a different way, like more of like an in the game moment versus a flashback. Picturing Hal trying to pick a lock and failing as badly as Caleb. David says, in hindsight, Brennan really taking a lot of Final Fantasy inspiration. Oh yeah. Grandpa, if that's what you were asking, is like what other actual plays or whatever related to D&D. I really enjoyed what I watched of Natural Six. I really, really enjoyed what I saw of Natural Six. Relatively new, in the grand scheme of things. I think about a year and a half, 2 years or something they've been doing it. Um, yeah, year before, and it's good. Yeah, I enjoyed what I saw from that. It starts off, I mean, it's still interesting, but like they have, you know, a player or two or three that are kind of new to D&D, so there's a little bit of like, you can tell some teaching early on and trying to figure some stuff out, but the storytelling is good. The voice acting is great. They have several good voice actors, like quality. You know, Ben Starr is in that one. They have Doug Cockle, who is the voice of Geralt and The Witcher. They have Alex. I can't think of people he voices, but he voices a lot of people in games you've probably played or heard of. Yeah, they have a lot of folks. Yeah, a Natural Six, and it's fun. It's a game that also feels like a D&D game. Like watching it, I felt more like this feels like a Dungeons and Dragons game. And the DM is good. Like he's quality. They have good banter, good interactions. Alex plays a fantastic character in terms of like he's into the character when he's playing the character, and it has it's all fun. And they banter really well because they're British. And so yeah, I don't know. Natural Six is good. Natural Six is very good. I wish I would have kept up with it. I watched the first like 4 or 5 or 6 episodes and kind of fell off. I started to watch some Critical Role like campaign 2 or something, and it's just I can't do multiple at the same time. It's just so many hours to do, you know, let me watch this for 2 hours or 3 hours and then watch this for 3 or 4 hours and then like do all, you know, it's just a lot. So but I enjoyed the Natural Six. Again, it felt more like a D&D game to me in a lot of ways than campaign 4 has felt so far, to be honest. There's also Legends of Evantris, and they have multiple different campaigns running. Yeah, they're very different. They're very, like, at least the stuff I've seen. I haven't watched them. I've seen lots of clips and stuff, and I've tuned in here or there. They're much more silly, goofy stuff. But I could be wrong. They could also have very serious, dramatic moments, and they have a bunch of different campaigns, like a bunch of different campaigns. So it might be this campaign is this vibe, and this one is that vibe. So... also, hello, Spooky Page. But yeah, so those are other actual plays that can be watched, and there are many more out there that I've heard of, but I can't say that I've seen them, so I can't give you my personal like I really enjoyed this. Whereas I did enjoy Natural Six, and I see their clips and stuff on TikTok and whatever, and every now and again I'm like, man, I should try to watch that and catch up, but it's just so much. I've been watching Blackwater's campaign 2 right now. That's very fun. Blackwater's. I don't think I've heard of that. Also, completely unrelated to Critical Role, so I apologize, but I'm getting a dope D&D table. One second. I can try to say what it is. Yo, what's up, Grim Knight? Venture Forth and Bards of New York are very good. I enjoy Natural Six as well. Yeah, I've seen some Venture Forth. I haven't seen Bards of New York. Um, the clips I've seen of Bards of New York, it is very much a drama more than a D&D game, but that's just the clips I've seen. Like it's one of those ones that feels like it puts theater performance over everything else. But again, that's just clips I've seen. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably do some recordings and stuff at that table. Um, I'll just message it to myself. But basically, it's the old table at the guy's house that I played on Saturday. He bought a new custom table. The seats 8 and all that jazz. It's cool. It's cup holders and big, recessed part in the middle and all that sort of stuff. So I was like, "Would you sell your old one?" He was like, "Yeah." And so I'm gonna get that and the chairs and all that sort of jazz. Um, Now, brand new, this table goes for $3,300. It's one of those ones that has a cover, like you put the slats over top. But yeah, makes you realize Rosanna, they're always flirting with each other. I don't know if I could watch it through, but the clips I see are fun. Yeah, it's one of those things where like I think I can enjoy some shows by watching clips of them. But watching whole episodes of that style isn't for me, right? It's like I'm not going to sit there and watch that style for 3 hours once a week, but I enjoy like some clips and stuff like that. And that's just, everybody's different. Some people are like that with Critical Role. I know a guy who watched a good amount of Critical Role, and he got to a point where he was just like, there were too many dramatic moments, too much. There was crying and there was all that. He was like, that stuff isn't for me. Like I enjoy the stuff, but there's also just, I don't want to watch people cry at D&D tables. I don't want to like those sorts of things. And so he was like, he tuned out, he stopped watching, but everybody does their own thing. So people like what they like. Some people, they loved the parental relationship that we saw with Taisha and her kids and Hal and his kids, and others were like, nope, not really into it. Bars is great, but it is heavy homebrew heavy. Okay, Spook, you watch a lot of actual plays, Paige, huh? Grace and Writing says, I like the Seekers, but I wish they had maybe another episode to give them time to breathe. Like the campfire scene the soldiers had, a version of that would have helped a lot. I agree. I totally agree. And that's something I saw basically everybody kind of had that same thought, that the ending was a very abrupt and it just didn't fit. And when you compare it to the Seekers ending, where they had like an outro sequence, they had a whole outro sequence to kind of hash through things, make a plan, talk about stuff. And then the Seekers didn't do any of that. So I totally agree, Grace. What are you excited about from this table? I think we're going to learn a lot more about houses that aren't the Taconis, which is exciting because we've learned a lot about them. We're going to get to see some of the more inner workings of some of these houses and how they're impacting Dalmakiar. I'm looking forward to seeing a different table because, again, the Seekers were not my favorite. So I'm just excited for a change. I hope that it is at least a middle ground between soldiers and Seekers, like minimum. I hope it falls in the middle, that sort of thing. What else am I excited about with them? I just in general like all of that. I don't know that there's like one thing that I'm like, oh, I'm really excited about this thing. Oh, King Gus showing up, and maybe if they get to interact with like King Gus and maybe some hounds, that could be exciting. Do we encounter another Kurzenblad? Do we get yet another Kurzenblad? That's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, they're everywhere, dude. Turn into a hound himself. That would be kind of crazy. It'd be kind of crazy. I don't think he can, because of like the story behind the hounds and what they do and all that sort of jazz. Like how they were brought into existence doesn't fit necessarily with that. The hounds kind of stole the show. Love them. Again, I said this a lot when I talked about like the differences between the tables and all that sort of jazz. The NPCs of the soldiers had a big role in making the soldiers enjoyable, and because the seekers didn't have that, it was just a pretty massive change up. I agree with your friend. I don't need every third scene to be a heart-wrenching drama. Sometimes I like the players losing track of the plot because it's fun. Yeah, because it feels more like a D&D game that way. Now, mind you, I know people play in those super serious ways. I've never been in a game that was that heavily like RP. Like, I've been in some 50-50 games, but I've never been in a game that was more roleplay and more narrative in that way than a 50-50. And even the 50-50s probably aren't really 50-50. They're probably more like 60-40 or 70-30. So I've never played in a game where we sat around the table and we all just did theater. And I don't know. A part of me is open to it, but the other part of me doesn't know if I would enjoy it. So, yeah. I think Seekers could have some awkward quiet after all that. Yeah, I mean, just let them sit for a bit. Famine says, feel like for now, the direct hound interaction should be kept to the soldiers. I don't know, keep it special for that table. Plus, we have 3 tables. 2 got blessed with the hounds. Guess the 3rd can kick rocks. That's also true. Could we see the schemers help the soldiers sneak into this? Or yes, I think that's kind of the plan, is that Thimble will fly in under, like, secretly and try to get some help, or they'll send in Cadigan. I played D&D with my college theater friends. Did they play? But I mean, did you guys still do a lot of like dice rolling and combats and stuff, or was it a lot of just interacting with yourself and NPCs, or amongst yourself and NPCs? Anyone know why the stream starts an hour earlier? Does it always? Do they always kick it off an hour early? It's probably to get build up of viewership. Just to give people time to kind of click in and all that sort of jazz. Wait, you said stream starts an hour earlier, but it's not, right? It's not even live right now, and the thing is in 17 minutes. Oh, if you mean like it started in, oh, if you're somewhere else, yes. Because we live in the United States, where we once per year, twice per year, we change our time. So we just had the time jump. So that's why. Yeah. That's why. I was confused about what exactly you were asking. Also been hilarious that the deadliest member in Soldiers is a pixie. Yeah, well, there's been over it a lot. There are a couple reasons for that, about the abilities that are being used and what they're granting. But also, rogues are pretty good at low level. You know, when everybody else is swinging a sword for 1d8 and you're able to do 2 attacks, and if you took like a feat or something when you hit 4, or even if somehow you got it before, to get like dual wielding and stuff, and you do a lot, and she's doing even a lot more because she's adding that damage to her second attack as well. And because her dex is a +5, it's a lot of damage. So just check out the DM I fired off earlier this week. I'm a Canadian teacher who uses D&D LARP, MTG style cards, and so on to reach my crib. That's dope. That's super dope, Mr. Herbert. I feel like I've seen that quite a bit, or more often now, as people trying to use D&D and stuff. But there's therapy, TTRPG therapies. There's stuff they're using in the classroom. I know another guy, Deadlifts and Dungeons, or Dungeons and Deadlifts on TikTok. He teaches and he tries to bring D&D stuff in, and I think he leads a club as well. Change each other to up our RP. Okay. I think over many my mini games with mini tables for going on 10 years now, I've only seen Tears at the Table 3 times total. Oh wow. I've never been at a table with that. Yeah. Thanks for the pre-show. See you in the Discord. It sounds good. Yeah, we are wrapping this up now, guys. It is that time. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you haven't already, click that thumbs up button, click the subscription button, and all that sort of jazz. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm going to read these last couple of messages first. Calling it time jump. I'm calling it that now. When we started my current campaign, I told my players, hey, this is completely open world. I'll put hooks, but the rest is up to you. And they have gone weeks just talking in town, then asked me for a combat. That's interesting, because then when they're just talking in town, I mean, you're not playing the game. In a way, I guess it depends. Where's live stream chat? Type in any of the channels who you are, and I will give you the role. You might not have given yourself the role. You had to choose actual plays during the selections, and then it will give you the live chat. But if you type in a channel, I will just add that tag to you, and then you'll be able to see it. Google this to 29th. No, we just did a time swap here. At the, it's the end of winter, I guess. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace out. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your night. I will see you in the next one. Kids love it. Hey, that's dope, dude. Love that. I think it's super cool that more things are getting involved in a younger generation. Speaking of which, this book you might be interested in. I just got sent it. I got a video coming out about it soon, but it's literally for kids, and it's to help them be dungeon masters and stuff too. So that's really dope. But all right, peace out, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Link in the description below.